You're listening to the AI Moment with me, Jonathan Wagstaff.
And me, Danny Denhard.
And the question today we've been sent is, how will ads play and function in AI? So do you want to lead us off with a discussion of how ads will play and function in the world of AI?
Sure. This is something that I've probably overthought around since the turn of the year. I've created a blog post in December of last year, and basically I think it's an opportunity to act and be different with different solutions. So I think at the moment ads are very keyword answer, or they're very much the system-wide problem that everyone's experiencing. Let's create a white paper, or let's create something to answer those problems. But there isn't really a hybrid solution between those. What's really important for people to get their head around a little bit is with prompting and being a creation tool as well, there's going to be a huge amount of change coming. And that is a huge opportunity for us and for the ad networks and different providers. My vision for ads would be, if I was ChatGPT, my vision for ads would be a blend of Google ads, TikTok ads, LinkedIn ads, and a TV ad. You could essentially provide all of that in a mix, which will give people inspiration. It will give them aspiration as well. And it would also potentially give them personalized outputs. So I'll give you an example. You could ask a prompt or send a prompt, and you could receive a highly customized white paper, or you could have a custom report built for you from a company, or you could download a product or an app. You could download a personalized infographic, or it could build a template for you, all within that prompt that is given. And agentic has been pushed a lot. We've covered it, but you could buy a product, you could buy an outfit, you could do something all in one click, which is very, very different to how Google works, how LinkedIn works, how traditional ads have worked. What that enables you to do, and for us to really think around, is could you, as a business, and you wanted to solve some problems, you could think around how you could pre-populate a Google sheet or a deck for someone, and they could go off and use it. So they could pay for you to create something for them. So you started off, and then they can go and finish the problem. And we've already seen it. There's a lot of customized apps that are already being built. So these are all different ways and creative ways that you could create something, or you could answer problems in many different ways. If I was a business owner, whether it's a small business or large, some of the questions I'd ask myself right now would be, what are success metrics we'd want to hit? So obviously there's CPC, there's payback period, there's ROI, there's lifetime value. But when we're building things, a lot of the time they'll act very differently. So the value of someone downloading one of your white papers and it being customized to them will be far higher than like a really generic one. So how would you consider the success metric or the financial figure connected to it? And then there's a few other things that I would say if I was putting myself in the position of a business owner. I'd just be really cautious. Although we say AI is getting better, I'd be really cautious of hallucinations and how your brand is connected with a hallucination or inaccuracies, which is happening. So it should be something we call out. How about that you can control your brand associations and terms and prompts that you're associated with? Because everyone prompts differently, and there's going to be a number of different spots or users logged in versus users logged out that we just don't want to serve. These are all going to be ads that would cost us quite a lot of money to be served against. And will ads be kept in the memory? So Google and Meta have huge databases connected to you and your ID, so they can serve you better. But as we've said in another episode, how do you want to be connected to all of these searches? And would you really want something overly personalized in that? And then lastly, like a thought provider for people is every provider can offer something different. So ChatGPT is that more the consumer play. So they could offer more consumer-based ads. Claude could be far more dev and tech specific. So it could be creating ads or widgets or subdomains or landing pages. And then Gemini could actually serve you ads based on the work that you want to deliver. So these are huge, huge opportunities and huge ways AI ads could be different, and could also offer us many different creative outlets and ways to deliver solutions. How do you think I fared on that one, Jonathan?
awful lot in there, Dan. I mean, it's a huge field at the moment. I think the way you've analysed it there is strong. A couple of comments I'd make. I think one is, what we would hope is that the ads you see will be far more relevant for the reasons that you talked about. Is the AI knows about you. It's highly personalised in what it's doing with you. So by the time it's feeding you what a new style ad would look like, you'd hope that would be highly relevant. So the ad world should be less annoying than it maybe was historically, because what you're getting is very much contextized to you. The other thing, I think there's an opportunity here, because, I think in the initial wave of the AI platforms carrying ads, they will probably price them quite aggressively. So there'll be an opportunity there. And I'm hearing rumors that OpenAI will price very aggressively because they are fairly annoyed at Facebook Meta for nicking some of their best people. And so as a kind of counterbalance to that, they're going to go quite aggressive with their ad pricing. Don't know if that's true or not. It's certainly plausible. So I think there's that. And then there's a question of, what do you do behind that? And I think trust and things like trust around your brand and the verifiable nature of your information are going to be very important, aren't they? In terms of getting your brand to be AI ad ready, you've got to be clear about your product data, clear about, the nature of the pages on your website, so they are carrying current data that's accurate and it's auditable almost, if you like. It's certainly authentic. So there's a bunch of things to do there in terms of getting your website ready for this new world. But it's an opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. It's complex at the moment. And I think the approach you talked about is absolutely one way to start with it and get moving.
I'll take the win on that one then.
Yeah, definitely. Do that, my friend. I mean, how do you see, literally the next 3 to 6 months, how do you see the ad space playing out? Are we going to see a lot of action here? What do you think?
Meta have already come out and said they're going to use your chats, so the prompts and the conversations you've had on Llama and across their different portfolios and properties to improve the ads that they serve to you. So Meta and Google have already taken a step towards that. Google are going to be more aggressive. They're already serving the first AI mode or ad unit within that in the US. So I think that would be something that they test out. I'd be mindful of how quickly that evolves, as in when Google can serve the two context and relevancy together, how does that answer questions? Because I think ads haven't necessarily improved with AI just yet. And then through ChatGPT and some of the more consumer style apps or providers, they're going to have to prove there's some ROI in what they're building. So although they've released Sora, which is the video app, and they've released their APIs and some of that, they're going to have to be really mindful and careful on how they can start serving ads in the most relevant way and making some money back. So for me, I think they'll start serving it really lightly, but then, as you said, I think they'll ramp aggressively because the CEO of app, which is Fiji Simo, she's super impressive. So I can only imagine that the ads are going to be equally as good and impressive as she is. How about you? What do you
look forward to seeing it? Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think we'll look forward to seeing it. I think there's a second layer, which is, as we talked about, as the world gets more agentic 2 years out, what does that do to the promotional and ad landscape? How does that change things? And I think there are some fascinating questions. Too long for today, but there's some fascinating questions about where this might go, or maybe we'll get to those in a future pod.
Exactly. Thanks, Jonathan. I think that is going to be food for thought for most people.
Good to see you, my friend, and I'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for listening today, everyone. If you liked what you heard, please give us a rating and review in any of the podcast players. We have a supporting newsletter, which is aimoment.co.uk, that comes out on Mondays and Fridays with every pod, and we dive a little bit deeper. So please subscribe there. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.